Because when your woman see you study, she actually gets jealous behind it, man. You know what I'm saying? If you researching something within the scriptures, man, she actually gets jealous as if you at the house with another female companion, man.
Right.
You know? Go ahead, bro.
Alright, and then just notice in the store how every time Samson said something, you know, the Philistines would try to come and do what he said, man, because they thought that was his weakness. Alright, then it says, then the lords of the Philistines brought up to her 7 green whips, which had not been dried, and she bound him with them. Now there were men lying in wait, abiding with her in the chamber. And she said unto him, the Philistines be upon thee, Samson. And he brake the wits, and as a thread of tow is broken when it toucheth the fire. So his strength was not known. And Delilah said unto Samson, behold, thou hast mocked me and told me lies. Now tell me, I pray thee, wherewith thou mightest be bound.
And that's what a woman will do, man. She'll keep, man, hauling you, man, riding your back to break you down, man. Because she think the more times she makes a request, man, eventually you gonna break. Go ahead.
And it says, and he said unto her, if thou bind me fast with new ropes that never were occupied, then shall I be weak and be as another man. Delilah therefore took a new rope and bound him therewith, and said unto him, the Philistines be upon thee, Samson. And there were liars in wait, abiding in the chamber, and he broke them from off his arms like a thread. And Delilah said unto Samson, hitherto thou hast mocked me and told me lies. Tell me wherewith thou mightest be bound. And he said unto her, if thou weavest the 7 locks of my head with the web. And she fastened it with the pin, and said unto him, the Philistine be upon thee, Samson. And he awakened out of his sleep, and went away with the pin of the beam and with the web. And she said unto him, how canst thou say I love thee when thine heart is not with me?
And you hoes been in trouble ever since day one, man.
You know, thou hast mocked me with these 3 times, and hast not told me wherein thy strength lieth. And it came to pass, when she pressed him daily with her words, and urged him, so that his soul was vexed unto death, that he, like that term, she wore the man to death, that he told her all his heart, and said unto her, there hath not come a razor upon my head, for I have been a Nazarite unto the Most High from my mother's womb. If I be shaven, then my strength will go from me, and I shall be weakened and be like any other man. And when Delilah saw that he had told her all his heart, she sent and called for the lords of the Philistines, saying, come up this once, for he hath showed me all his heart. Then the lords of the Philistines came up unto her, and brought money in their hand. And she made him sleep upon her knees, and she called for a man, and she caused him to shave off the 7 locks of his head, and she began to afflict him, and his strength went from him.
And that's the reason why Samson lost his strength, not for the situation because his hair was cut. Why? Because he actually broke that covenant as a Nazarite, man. So he broke the vow, man.
As long as he was keeping Delilah at bay, keeping at a distance, he was cool. But just like the brother Yash was saying, man, soon as you tell a woman your strength, she was going straight to it, man. And she was playing with his life, man. Right. Just like the scripture said, through the woman came sin, through her we all die, man. So he thought it was cool, and then he finally, soon as he opened up his heart to it, man, that's when he became vulnerable, man.
Right, cause you never know your history with that woman, man. You can break up with her tomorrow, man. And you done told her everything. Now she know how to get to your ass, man. Know your secret. Right.
This for the freedictionary.com, and one of the definitions for strength, it says a strong or valuable attribute. So, like just say like a man, he can have ability like to save money or have a lot of money in stock or somewhere, and he tell that woman where is it, and they married, she can take half of that shit right there. You know what I'm saying? So that's a good point right there. A strong or valuable attribute.
I got one for the brother, Matthew 6:19. Lay not Lay not up for yourselves treasures upon earth, where moth and rust do corrupt, and where thieves break through and steal.
Yeah. So, you know, you get your strength to the Most High for the most part, not to these women or to these worldly things that, you know, that think you can, that what you think you can win on this side with, it ain't worth it at the end of the day. That's really basically what the breakdown is.
That's right. And just like the brother said, instead of most part, you give all your strength to the best of your ability to Yahweh Shem.
Your might, your efficiency, no definition that for the word strength. You get that to the Most High and not to the worldly things or to these women.
Can I say this? A woman can't save you. A woman can't save you. How about Shema Shai can say that? A woman can't do shit for you but get some pussy. That's about it.
After 15 minutes, man, I mean, it's back to the real world.
Yeah, keep them women at bay, man. You know, like I say, don't be telling them everything. Keep them at a distance. You know, don't let your left hand know what your right hand doing. You know, so you gotta be circumspect, wise as a serpent, and that's mainly with your woman, man. Cause in the truth, she can flip any day.
We got put out there.
Cause they very fickle, man. Females are not stable.
3 and 20.
Sirach, this is just proving that the scriptures is like another woman. Sirach 26 and 5. There be 3 things that my heart feared, and for the 4th I was so afraid: the slander of a city, the gathering together of an unruly multitude, and a false accusation. All these are worse than death. Verse 6, but a grief of heart and sorrow is a woman that is jealous over another woman.
Yeah. And hey, this, go ahead.
No, I'm just saying, so this word right here, you see brothers, you know, they study time, stuff like this, studying the Bible. This is like another woman. And that's why you have these females, they get jealous about that. You spend more time with the word or with the brotherhood, they get mad because you don't have time for them now. So,
yeah, hey, I mean, you absolutely correct, man, because the scriptures is your first love, man. You know what I'm saying? So basically, we liken the scriptures, like the brother said, to a woman, man.
Somebody got Ecclesiastes 7.
Yeah.
Something more bitter than death. Yeah. Ecclesiastes 7.
Then what I think also is it in Ecclesiastes or the Proverbs, it tells you how, you know what I'm saying, you're supposed to get into the woman, but it's comparing the scriptures like to her breasts.
yeah.
Like you're supposed to get all into it, man.
Sons of Solomon.
Sons of Solomon?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, bring out history, sir.
Is Ecclesiastes 7?
7:26.
7 to 26. Yeah, Ecclesiastes.
The Bible.
Yeah, Ecclesiastes.
This Genesis 3 and 22. And the Most High power said, behold, the man is become as one of us, to know good and evil. And now, lest he put forth his hand and take also of the tree of life and eat and live forever. Keep going.
Yeah.
Therefore, the Most High power said, so like sent him forth from the Garden of Eden to till the ground from where hence he was taken. So he drove out the man, and he placed at the east of the Garden of Eden cherubim, and a flame sword, which turn every day, every way, to keep the way of the tree of life.
And this is one of the first accounts of a man giving up their strength to women that we got put out the Garden of Eden, where the Most High put up cherubims on our ways so we couldn't get in. Like it was like an angel right there with a sword, so you know that man couldn't get in. And that was just one of the first. You know, you don't supposed to get your strength up. That was one of the first reactions to giving your strength up to a woman. You got put out.
Somebody get Genesis 3 and 17 right quick with Tyler. One sentence you there.
Can you leave that with Ecclesiastes?
What, 7? Come on. Go ahead. Get that first out.
You got 3 and 17?
Yeah.
Genesis 3 and 17. And unto Adam he said, because thou hast hearkened unto the voice of thy wife,
Come on.
and hast eaten of the tree of which I commanded thee, saying, thou shalt not eat of it. Cursed is the ground for thy sake. In sorrow shall thou eat of it all the days of thy life.
Come on, one of y'all can break it down. But basically going back into getting out that ways to that which destroy kings, man. Which Adam turned from the Most High. I already told him what to do, man. You know, even though Eve done that, hey, he's supposed to just let Eve done that, man. But he listening to her, and that's what what the Most High said. Since thou hearken unto thy wife, man, you basically this your judgment, man. Right. So going back into, like you were saying, that's where it started in the book of Genesis, man.
Right.
You
One
know?
of the first accounts where the man gave his strength up.
Come.
And then you gotta look at a situation where the man did give his strength up. Like Lot, he could have turned around with his wife, but he kept moving. You know, Job could have cursed the Most High and died, but he ain't do it. He ain't hearken to his wife, man. So you got examples of both, when you hearken and when you don't hearken. This Ecclesiastes 7:26, and I find more bitter than death the woman.
Yeah, so a woman, she's better than death. Continue.
Whose heart is snares and nets.
Her heart is mine, meaning she's always trying to set you up, man, and shit, man. A woman to have you to come over to a motel and have some other niggas in the backdrop to rob your ass, man. Or she'll marry you just to divorce you to get your riches. Continue.
And her hands as bands.
Yeah, because basically, and what does a band do? It traps you, man. It ties you down.
Whoso pleases the Most High shall escape from her.
Right, and so a lot of times, man, with that woman that you crazy about and shit, and all of a sudden, man, she doesn't feel that same way today. If you're a man of the Lord, he's gonna find an angle to remove that wicked bitch away from you, man. Now, and you may not understand it right then and there, but over a process of time, now it makes sense.
He said, but the sinner shall be taken by her.
Right, and a lot of niggas, like the brother was saying, man, die or actually fall off from the truth, man. Whether that woman is manifested from a physical standpoint, actually being, or she comes and grab your ass up through a philosophy. All right, you got any precepts? Hey, man, we hope you were edified. Shalom.
What a...
Wrap it up.